Hey guys, welcome back to the Comic Book Lowdown, where I review comic books and comic book story arcs. This is gonna be a new segment, where I talk about just what I got this week. It's not gonna be any spoilers. It's just gonna be a little bit about what came out, and I'm gonna try to talk about them in order from my least liked to my most liked. So, to start off with, Justice League number 0. This issue is all about Shazam and Billy Batson, how he gets the Shazam, uh, whatever it's called, the Shazam magic from the wizard, and it's pretty just simple. It's really simple what happens. It's not very exciting. How he gets it. Um, it wasn't a bad issue. It was just not very exciting about how he gets to be Shazam and then what he does after being Shazam. But it actually kind of makes sense, his initial reaction to being Shazam, because he's still a kid and he very much acts like a kid. And then there's this one funny part at the end. I thought it was pretty funny actually, um, where where Billy and Freddy, they get $20 from a lady, and they act like $20 is the most money in the world, and they think that they're gonna be rich from it. So I thought that was pretty funny, and and then there's a second story after the main story about Pandora and all that stuff, and I kind of just skimmed through it. I know that they're gonna probably do an event dealing with the whole Pandora stuff, but I'm not gonna read it. I'm more of a Marvel guy, and yeah, it's just not interesting me what's going on. So I read it. Didn't read it with my full attention though. I kind of skimmed through that faster than I would normally. But hey, next comic that I read this week, Spider-Man number 5. Spider-Man. I hope I didn't say Spider-Man first, but Spider-Man number 5. The conclusion of this miniseries going on between the Marvel Universe Spider-Man and the Ultimate Spider-Man, Peter Parker and Miles Morales, and the what I got from this whole story was that the villains in the story was not or were not the main thing. Like it was only a 5-part miniseries, with Mysterio being the villain, and they pretty much just took care of Mysterio in this issue alone. There was nothing that was very epic about this ending, and the only thing that really happened was like Peter Parker gave Miles his blessing to be Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe, and then he left. And then back at home, Peter Parker looked up Miles Morales to see if there was a Miles Morales in his universe. And then when he looked him up, he seemed pretty shocked at what he saw, and then it just ended. So I don't know if they're gonna reveal it at some point or they're just gonna leave it at that. But it was good. I mean, there was story to it. I wish they would have done something with the Mary Jane in the Ultimate Universe, because they kind of just like showed her in parts, and like they didn't do anything with her. I felt they seemed like they were going somewhere with her, but then it fell flat and they didn't do anything with her. So there was Spider-Man number 5. It wasn't the great conclusion that I would have wanted, but it was alright. It wasn't too bad. Then I read Venom issue 25. This is also finishing the Monsters of Evil story arc, the first story arc by Cullen Bunn. I'll probably review that at some point. This wasn't a bad issue. Like, a lot of people also didn't like this issue, probably because a lot of people don't like the whole demon stuff that was going on, but that had to be finished up. So I liked it. Did I like it a lot, like I usually like Venom? I didn't like it a lot, but I thought it was alright. There was a fight that happened between the Monsters of Evil and Venom, and he kind of resolved it pretty quickly in his own way. He didn't really beat them, but I won't ruin it for those of you who want to read it. He makes a joke. Flash makes a joke about Hellstrom calling the Monsters of Evil the Monsters of Evil, and it was pretty good. He pretty much just said that's a funny way of tying a bow around what they really are. Just, it's a cheesy name for what was being shown. So I thought that was funny. Looks like Cullen Bunn he was trying to go in the route of, towards the end, he was trying to talk about like Flash's life. There was a point where he was trying to think of happy things in his life, and he couldn't think of anything happy in his life, and then he questions if there's anything happy in his life, and then he calls Betty at the end. But then it's finally leading into what I've wanted for this whole time, and I'm so excited that they're going to do Minimum Carnage next. It's going to be really cool. I don't know, because the way they made it sound was as if it was going to be taking place for the Carnage USA. If I remember right, Carnage USA happened in Colorado, and they said at the end that the Avengers called Flash, and they said that they need him in Colorado because of a prison break. So unless they just jailed Carnage back in Colorado, and then he broke out again, then I don't know what they're going to do with it. I'm not going to question it. I'm most likely going to love what they do, because the only thing I don't want is what they're going to do is that I got to go between different books, so I got to buy different books for it, but that's fine. I'll do it. I just really am excited about Minimum Carnage coming up next. And finally, this was a short week, only 4 books this week. But finally, the one I thought was the best this week was Daredevil number 18. I love this book. It's probably my second favorite book. Venom is my first favorite, even though this week I liked Daredevil a lot more than I liked anything else. But Daredevil, you didn't have to see Daredevil a lot in this issue to really like it, because there's a whole lot of story going on, and there's a big plot twist that happens that at the end of the book, and Foggy is really mad at Matt at the end of the book, and it's just really crazy stuff that I'm not gonna ruin it. I don't want to say anything about it that's going into too much detail, but it's just really crazy what's going on in this book right now, and I'm really excited to see what's going on or who's behind all of this, because they are trying to ruin Matt's life, and it's just great writing by Mark Waid. I really like this art style for Daredevil. Like, uh, usually maybe somebody does more of a realistic tone to Daredevil, but I'm really liking the cartoony style of Daredevil. Like, more cartoony for Daredevil, I feel like it's better. Maybe because this is a different type of Matt Murdock. Because maybe the realistic tone that they used to put for Daredevil was needed back then, since Matt was more of a darker character. And right now, Matt's being shown as a more of an optimistic character, so the cartoony style of drawing really works well with this storytelling that it might have not worked with other storytellings. So, anyways, that was my reviews of the books that I read this week. Yeah, this was a short week. You know, things. My three books that I reviewed before, Justice League, Spider-Man, and Venom, they were alright books. They weren't that big of books in my opinion. Daredevil was an outstanding book, and I think that if you're not reading Daredevil by Mark Waid, you need to check it out now. You need to check it out. Get issue 17. You need to start with this story arc that just happened. Actually, you need to buy the trades that have come out. You need to read all of them because they're all great. And I'm really enjoying Daredevil. Maybe a little news. I'm thinking about buying the Daredevil Omnibus by Kevin Smith. They got it at my comic book store, and it's not that expensive at all. It's not expensive at all, actually. And I'm going to probably get it once I get the money. And yeah, so those are my reviews this week. Leave a comment on my video, like it, whatever you want to do. And yeah, so this is Wellington signing off with the Comic Book Lowdown, and I'll see you guys next time.